Could a comedy, yes, a comedy, about Hitler and the Nazis possibly win Best Picture honors when they open the envelope at the Oscars next Sunday? It won last night at the Writers Guild Awards. With Tracy Smith, we explore the world of Jojo Rabbit.
This is the neighborhood where you lived before you hit the big time?
Yeah, before I hit the big time. Yeah.
And just like sleeping on friends' couches?
I was couch surfing, yeah. And that all changed when I got Thor.
In 2017, Taika Waititi directed Thor Ragnarok, a blockbuster that made $800 million. With that kind of success, Waititi's next move could be whatever he wanted.
And action.
And he wanted something different.
Why did you decide to take the story of a young woman hiding from the Nazis and put slapstick comedy into it?
Well, I don't know how to do a drama.
So Waititi wrote and directed Jojo Rabbit, the story of Jojo, a 10-year-old boy in the Hitler Youth, and Elsa, a young Jewish girl, hiding in his attic. And yes, it's a comedy.
You know what I am? Say it. A Jew. Gesundheit.
So,
Yeah. Talk to me.
there's a little Chaplin there. That makes sense,
This is how I walk.
right?
This is my normal walk.
Waititi does seem a bit like Charlie Chaplin, another writer-director who poked fun at the very unfunny subject of Nazi Germany. Like Chaplin,
Poor Jojo. What's wrong, little man?
Hi, Adolf.
Waititi, and that is Waititi under all that makeup, plays the great dictator himself.
People used to say a lot of nasty things about me. Oh, this guy's a lunatic. Oh, look at that psycho. He's going to get us all killed.
I mean, you wove this
Yeah.
comedy into the serious story for a reason.
Comedy for me is a really important tool. And it really irks me that it gets overlooked so often as a meaningful form of art, because throughout history, comedy has been, I think, the strongest weapon in commenting on society and issues and dictators, kings, royalty. They hate being made fun of. When people make jokes about them, it drives them bananas.
Adolf is young Jojo's imaginary friend,
Who are you talking to? Nobody.
and he's a 10-year-old's vision of the Fuhrer, an awkward, socially inept Hitler.
Cigarette?
Oh, no thanks, I don't smoke.
If you've been wondering about his accent, the 44-year-old Waititi is from New Zealand, a self-described Polynesian Jew.
First of all, you're not exactly the obvious choice to play Adolf Hitler.
No, there are definitely whiter people who could have done it.
I think the first time that I saw Taika in his Hitler costume, it was, jarring.
Scarlett Johansson plays Rosie, Jojo's mother.
Love is the strongest thing in the world.
I think you find that metal is the strongest thing in the world, followed closely by dynamite and then muscles.
How did the two of you end up working on this project together?
How did we end up working together?
How did you get wind
Chris
of the
told you
Jojo?
about it, didn't he?
Chris would be Chris Hemsworth, Thor himself, and Scarlett's co-star in the Avengers movies.
Chris asked me if I'd read his script for Jojo Rabbit, and he was just saying it was one of the best scripts he's ever read. And
I'm right here.
there he is.
Awkwardly, as if not listening at all. That's a nice light over there, isn't it?
Like Waititi himself, the script was big on laughs, but also had heart.
I just fell in love with the character of Rosie so much. It's very rare to feel that way when you're reading something that you fall in love with a character like that just off the page.
Prepare to leave the house.
Is it dangerous?
Extremely.
You have ancestors who died in the Holocaust. Did you have any reservations about doing a comedy about Nazis?
I never thought about the film as such. I think it's really a very triumphant story and such a Valentine for single moms and independent women.
Johansson received a Best Supporting Actress Oscar nomination for her performance, Waititi a Best Adapted Screenplay nomination, and Jojo Rabbit received 4 more nominations, including Best Picture. Still, not everyone is comfortable with the film.
What do you say to people who just flat out say, what's so funny about Nazi Germany?
I say, have you looked at the uniforms? Have you observed how ridiculous they were? Sure, they had a lot of power, and they were brutal and calculating and responsible for millions of deaths. But one way of taking power away from those people is to laugh at them and to make a mockery of them.
This is what satire is.
Yeah, I'd be worried if no one criticised my
If
work.
everybody liked it.
If everyone
that would
liked it,
worry
then I'd know I'd made a terrible, safe, mediocre film.
You okay?
There are some surprises in Jojo Rabbit we won't spoil for you.
Nothing makes sense anymore. Yeah, I know. It's definitely not a good time to be a Nazi.
And poignant moments you won't see coming.
What's the first thing you'll do when you're free? Dance.
There was also a big surprise Taika got from one of his comedy heroes.
Like
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks?
Mel Brooks loved the film, told us the film's important and everyone needs to see it.
That'd be the Mel Brooks who directed his own Hitler comedy, The Producers.
And I said, if this whole awards season thing goes down the drain, this is our Oscar. The fact that this guy said this for us, because it's a big thing to get recognized by one of the greats and recognized for what we're trying to do.
And the film received some more recognition from another unexpected source.
The Shoah Foundation, in conjunction with USC, is teaching the film.
Yeah, they're using it as part of its their education tools now. It's amazing. It feels like the story and the film is bigger than us now.
Before Jojo and Thor, Waititi had smaller success with films like Hunt for the Wilder People and the vampire roommate mockumentary What We Do in the Shadows. Surprisingly, he only began to make films in his 30s.
I did a short film called Two Cars One Night, and that kind of changed everything because I got nominated for an Oscar in 2005.
The first film you did got nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
And now he's up for more. It's an honor for sure, but of course, Taika Waititi will play it for laughs.
I'm not going to win anything. Stupid awards.
You don't think you're going to win anything?
Awards are worthless. No one even wants the awards. Sorry, not here or around town. It's for people
Nobody
who
wants them anyway.
Oh, awards are so dumb. Oh, they're not even important. Only losers get awards.